sandwich is practically an American institution. It is a basic essential for lunch boxes, parties, and picnics. As far as these boys are concerned, well, hamburgers and hot dogs.
In downtown Dallas, President Kennedy was shot today just as his motorcade left downtown Dallas. Mrs. Kennedy jumped up and grabbed Mr. Kennedy. She cried, "Oh no." The motorcade sped on. A photographer said he saw blood on the president's head. It was believed 2 shots were fired. Keep tuned to your NBC station for the later news.
The basis will be rye bread, Mother's idea. She found that the spicy caraway flavor made a good contrast to the bland fish and cheese. So the edges won't harden and curl when toasted, and so they'll be easier to eat later. She cuts them lightly with a knife. Sally puts a cube, about a square inch, of butter into the top of a double boiler. A little butter finds its way into a great many dishes in this kitchen, not only for flavor, but as a blending agent. Part of the trick to entertaining unexpected guests is keeping on hand certain generally useful foods. One of these is cheese of an easy melting type, which Sally is going to use as a base for the rarebit. To speed the melting, she cuts this into slices in the milk and butter mixture, while Mother butters the bread. The simmer flame keeps the water boiling gently while the cheese is melting, so that Sally can go on to other tasks. She adds the canned chunk-style tuna fish, and notice that she uses a wooden spoon to avoid discoloration of the mixture. Although the tuna rarebit is fairly substantial food in itself, it is a good idea to add something for variation in
NBC Newsroom in New York. President Kennedy and Governor John Connally of Texas have been cut down by assassins' bullets in downtown Dallas. We'll repeat that. President Kennedy and Governor John Connally of Texas have been cut down by assassins' bullets in downtown Dallas. They were riding in an open automobile when the shots were fired. The president, his limp body cradled in the arms of his wife, Jacqueline, had been rushed to Parkland Hospital. Flint Hill, a Secret Service agent assigned to Mrs. Kennedy, said he's dead as the president was lifted from the rear of a White House touring car, the famous bubble top from Washington. He was rushed to an emergency room in the hospital. Other White House officials were in doubt as the corridors of the hospital erupted in pandemonium. The incident occurred just east of the triple underpass facing a park in downtown Dallas. Reporters about 5 car lengths behind the chief executive were behind the autocade. Stay tuned to your NBC station for the later news.
Now a touch of Tabasco for color and a taste surprise, and there's tuna rarebit a la Sally Gasco. As we said, there are sandwiches and sandwiches. A wise young homemaker using good techniques and equipment and a little imagination can turn a sandwich into festive fare.
Hi there. I'm Jane Meadows. That any kind of a wolf appreciates glorified hair. And hair that's been washed with Halo shampoo is really glorified. So shiny, so easy to manage. So why not glorify your hair with Halo? It's America's favorite shampoo.
We're in a supermarket where Mrs. Evans is about to compare Bird's Eye's new frozen breakfast drink, Awake, to the flavor of frozen orange juice. First, the orange juice.
Very good.
Now, Awake. Tastes even better, doesn't it?
It tastes the same to me.
Try again. Awake has more vitamin C, B1, and A than orange juice.
Oh, I'm sorry. They still taste the same.
Give it one more try. 1 can of Awake makes as much as 2 6-ounce cans of fruit juice and costs less. And flavor, Mrs. Evans?
I've got to be honest. Awake tastes just like frozen orange juice.
What's wrong with that? It's richer in vitamins, costs less, and tastes as good as frozen orange juice. You can find it in the freezer, ma'am. Awake, a new product of General Foods. Frozen orange.
As it comes in, obviously it's going to be sketchy for some time because you can imagine what is happening to every circuit, radio and telephone between the East Coast and Dallas, Texas at this moment. Obviously the circuits are jammed. The information that we have, this is no time obviously for speculation. Facts are all that are warranted. Here is something else. It was impossible to tell at once where Kennedy was hit, but bullet wounds in Governor Connolly's chest were plainly visible, indicating the gunfire might possibly have come from an automatic weapon.
There is this, Chet. Representative Albert Thomas, a member of the House of Representatives, said he was informed that President Kennedy and Governor Connolly are both still alive after having been shot in an assassination attempt. This is from Dallas. It is the first word we have that they are, in fact, still alive. It is the first thing definitive that we have. As we say, we can give you only as much as we have. It is that both men were wounded by an assailant or assailants. It's not known who did it or why. And it was also reported from Dallas that it was not determined whether the Secret Service and Dallas police returned the gunfire that hit the president and the Texas governor. There is no word that the assailants have been captured or cited, probably because the focus of attention now, understandably, is on the president and not so much on those who committed this act.
I have some additional information here, Bill, which would indicate that the Secret Service men guarding the president had no chance to return fire. This item says reporters about 5 car lengths behind the chief executive heard what sounded like 3 bursts of gunfire. Secret Service agents in a follow-up car quickly unlimbered their automatic rifles. The bubble top of the president's car was down. They drew their pistols, but the damage was done. The president was slumped over in the back seat of the car, face down. Then Governor Connolly, after slumping to the left for a moment, lay on the floor of the rear seat.
More, Chet, on the quote from Congressman Thomas. He is outside the corridor of the emergency room in which the president and Governor Connolly are under treatment. He said he had been told the president was still alive, but, quote, in very critical condition. That from Congressman Albert Thomas, a Texas Democrat, who was in the hospital, Parkland Hospital in Dallas, Texas, where President Kennedy and Governor Connolly of Texas have been taken after having been wounded in an apparent assassination attempt.
We are expecting momentarily a telephone call. That's why I'm seated near this telephone here from NBC's Robert McNeil, who is with the President's party. My understanding that Robert is trying to